fresh stuff?
It's all fresh.
That's right. That's true.
Good morning. Good morning.
Look, right here.
It's too far away. Good morning, Facebook world. How the heck are you all doing this morning? How are you doing, Miss Elizabeth?
I'm fine. I'm great.
What? Let's say that was weird. Why are you're only half in the picture. You gotta be more in the picture. There you go.
Oh, jeez.
She's having a good hair day today.
It's bad.
Me too.
Lion's
a
mane.
bad hair day.
It is pretty voluminous. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Philly?
We are talking about the fact that it's Monday and it's gross outside.
Are you belt fed today?
I just spit when I was talking. I don't really know that I am. I really don't. We had a good weekend of cool stuff going on. We had lots of classes happening. We had Liz and I got to go and talk at a church, and we came back, had to help out with some classes, and one poor student showed up to class on Monday morning, or Saturday morning, a couple minutes late, and we were just getting ready to lock the door, and the guy rolls in on a flat tire.
It was flat.
And, yeah.
And you're
Poor
awesome.
guy.
And you replaced it for him while he was in class. You got the fill service.
You helped. You did help.
I just watched. And no, I got the socket stuck on the
You
lug
did
nut.
get the socket stuck on a lug nut. But
Not my fault.
Yeah.
You did it too. So
yeah, it was weird. But yeah, I felt bad for that guy. But a good weekend there. Sunday, got to go to my kid's soccer game and then work on one of my kids' cars, and it's cool. We got a whole bunch of stuff going for this car. Need some love and brakes and suspension and stuff. So
nice.
we're getting ready to tear the whole thing apart and have some fun with it.
Heck yeah.
I don't really.
Good bonding moment.
And then this morning, jiu-jitsu was awesome this morning, and
Yes.
yeah. So I don't know.
I love starting the week with jiu-jitsu. Starting the day with jiu-jitsu, the week with jiu-jitsu. It's hard to be belt fed on Mondays.
Yeah, it's funny when I pulled in, me and one of the other guys, Jared, pulled in at the same time, most Monday mornings, and walking together. He gets out of his car and he's like, "Oh." And I said, "How are you doing, man?" He goes, "I really didn't want to get up this morning, but gosh dang it, I feel so good after jiu-jitsu."
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Huh? That's weird. Don just asked if I turned off comments. If you,
I'm touching the screen.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. What do I do?
I don't know.
Oh, where's that? Comments? I can write a comment?
Yeah, but you're me. See if you can write a comment on your phone. If you're out there and you're watching this, can you write comments?
I don't have my phone.
Oh yeah, you don't have none of your.
How are they going to answer you?
I don't know. If they can't write comments, we'll know. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I guess Don.
Just Don. Hi, Kim. Good morning.
We blocked Don. All right. So anyway, I forgot where I was. Oh, just how he was talking about how good he feels afterwards. He said it's great when I get to work at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and all my coworkers are like just getting up. I've already been up for 4 or 5 hours, and I've gotten a great workout in and had a good time, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
However, then at 8:30 tonight, I'm like,
that happens either way.
Well, that's very true.
I am done. Now the other gym I go to jiu-jitsu doesn't start till 7:30 at night, and that's tough. I had much better at getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to make 6 o'clock jiu-jitsu versus
Monroe. Thank you. Good morning.
7:30 p.m. jiu-jitsu. But
I like the morning. I can't do the evening stuff.
Good stuff.
That would be tough for me. Anyway,
what are we talking about?
We are going to talk today about your training journey to be able to conceal carry. All right, and what that means for you. It doesn't just mean getting your CCW permit, which is what a lot. which is what a lot of people think that means. My training journey starts with, I don't have any experience. I'm going to go take a CCW class, and then my journey ends there. That is not true.
Bad.
That might be where you start. That might be way down the path. It is definitely not where you end.
So, Phil, can I ask
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
can I take a CCW class if I've never even looked at a gun before?
Yes, you can.
What about if I can't spell gun?
I mean, you still can.
How do I take notes?
If you can't spell gun, you probably aren't too worried about taking notes. Yes, you can start your very first. I've never touched a gun before. I really think I want something for self-defense, so I'll take that one and I'll take a CCW class. That's not the best way to go about it, in my opinion.
Do you have to buy a gun to take a CCW class?
You do not. And if you are brand new to it, I often prefer you don't. My preference, and maybe you differ on this, I don't know. My preference is that if you're brand new, get some help to get started. I really think professional help is the best way to go, whether that's a basic pistol class. That, to me, is a better place to start than a CCW class or a private lesson. You know, and a lot of people have friends that are into guns and all that sort of thing, and they get help there, and that's totally great too.
That's some level of training.
Yeah, but that's not always the best. And I'm not knocking everybody, because sometimes people do get good instruction that way.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of times. I mean, a lot of times. We're like, no, my brother showed me, or my cousin, or my uncle, or my neighbor, or whatever, and they are marginally safe with handling a firearm. But the way they're going about it is not good.
Yeah.
And if they keep training that way, it's going to continue to be not gooder. Fitz, oh, look at you. You can comment now.
You can spend a lot of money and time, training yourself or getting training from friends and family. Again, not to knock that or anything. Or you can take a private lesson or a class or something, and yes, you're going to be paying for that initial training, but I mean, you're getting it from a professional, so they know how to explain it in a simple way. You could ask the most advanced shooter ever how to shoot, and of course they know how to shoot, but the difficulties comes where explaining things and teaching.
Actually teaching.
Yeah. So, and so just something to consider there. Anyway, that's only like, it's not a small part. Training is the biggest aspect of confidence with concealed carry. But there's other things to consider. Well, first off, getting into the CCW, what do you want to take first? Can you take a CCW right off the bat? Absolutely, you can. Will you pass the qualification? In most cases, yes. I haven't had any issues with any of my students passing the CCW qual, and they've never shot before. So wouldn't worry about that. And one thing I like to tell people, because they want to jump into a CCW right away, is that you can, and the benefits from that will enlighten you to the defensive aspect of using a firearm. That's going to give you all the consequences to using a firearm. Firearm's not for everybody, and if you're understanding and you understand its worth and you believe it's worth, then that helps. So anyway, or you could take a basic pistol, whatever's private lesson. Then you have to buy a gun. So buying my first gun was a Glock 19. And at that time, I had a hard time carrying it. Part of that was because of the crappy holster that I bought. And a lot of that stuff comes from education and training, and you'll learn what guns make sense for you. You can try different guns. You can come to the range and rent different guns to try them. You can't really test them out concealed carry-wise, but understanding how the gun works and choosing a size that's right for you kind of goes hand in hand. And getting the training first to help you make that decision is definitely advantageous. So
one thing that I want to point out, people often ask when they ask this question, hey, should I start with basic pistol? I eventually want to get my CCW. Shouldn't I just go there? Don't you talk about the basic stuff there? We do, and very much exactly the same stuff. The very base level, how a gun operates and how to hold it and how to see your sights. And this camera is really annoying the hell out of me right now. It keeps the exposure keeps changing, and it's weird. Anyway, sorry. We cover the exact same stuff, but we cover a lot more in CCW. So there's so much that you're not going to remember.
Yeah.
Okay. If the basic fundamental stuff of how the gun works can be a repeat for you, you're still going to pick up some stuff from that very base level information, because there's going to be stuff from the basic pistol class that you don't remember. But it's going to create more room, more ability for you to retain the information that surrounds either accessories or the law, pretty important one. We do have another class for that as well, just to cover the law stuff. But it allows you to be more focused on new things. And there's just so much information. You are way better off having a basic understanding. And again, we're talking about the brand new person.
Yeah.
You're way better off having a basic understanding of how to shoot a gun and have that comfort already there. You don't have to be any sort of fantastic high-level shooter or anything. You just got to have some basic comfort with a gun, and you will get more out of the CCW class.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
promise.
Absolutely. And, like I had mentioned, I bought a Glock 19 as my first gun, and I had a crappy holster for it. So what happened? I was newer to guns. I was newer to carrying a gun. So when I put this large gun on with my crappy holster, it was terrible. It was uncomfortable. I was printing all the time. It was not helping me have the desire to conceal carry. So, getting the understanding of what gun work makes sense for you, and getting that education under your belt about holsters and things like that, making good choices there will definitely help you be more in line with carrying a gun. Yeah, go for it.
Monroe asked, what's the class called that covers just the law? It's called Concealed Carry Law Review.
Concealed Carry Law Review.
Okay.
Yep, that's a new one that we've recently added to the curriculum. So check it out. It's on the website, rangestl.com. Training at the top, and then it's on the left side, I believe. Concealed Carry Law Review. Click on that, and it'll tell you what we go over. But it's basically a gross understanding of use of force and Missouri's laws, and just half of the CCW class. So the first part of a CCW class is basic pistol. The second part is law and gear. So we took half of that CCW class. Now, you don't get a certificate or anything for that. That's not a way that you can go obtain your CCW permit. But it does help you get that refresher, a couple of years after you got your CCW, or if you really don't want to get your permit, but you still want to understand the complexities of the legal system and using a gun in self-defense. I get it. If you don't want to actually get your permit, there's some downsides to not having your permit. There's a lot of downsides. But some people don't want to, go through the registration process and all that sort of thing. And, whatever floats your boat. But it's definitely a good way to understand the legal aspect without getting your permit. So
it's not a shooting class. We don't do any shooting. Mm-hmm. Sometimes in concealed carry class, when we get to the law stuff, it's overwhelming. We get a lot of what ifs. Most of the time we can cover most of the what ifs, and sometimes the what ifs are ridiculous, and that's okay, right? Because you need to have the ability to talk through it, to think through it, and so on. This class allows you to focus just on that stuff, and we don't have to worry about time limits and moving on to the next thing and all that kind of stuff. We can really dig in and address more of those questions. And a lot of times, so I always tell my students when I teach CCW that you have homework. You have to read through the law. You have to, because you need to have a true understanding of what this says, not just the brief 2 hours that we talk about it in the classroom. You need to have a better understanding of this, and you're gonna have to read it a few times. And maybe after you read it and you apply what you read to what you heard and the examples that were given, then you can come into that class with more questions. And that's really what that class is for.
So Nick says there's a way to help you become more accustomed to shooting and running at the range. It happens on Thursdays twice a month. So our IDPA, and that's the competition. One of those Thursdays is the actual competition. The other one is skills and drills to prepare you for that competition. And absolutely, that is a fantastic way to start going in that direction of defensive pistol shooting. And that's a whole nother level of brain power required for that. And that's a fantastic way to test your skills. shooting at a static range at a piece of paper is definitely one aspect of it to work on the fundamentals. But then when you take those fundamentals and you change your environment, that's when those fundamentals get even harder to apply. So, yeah, absolutely test your skills for sure. And then he says, anyone else under caffeinated that they thought Liz was drinking a tall boy? Maybe I am.
Who knows? Ritz, good morning. So what else does that journey look like?
So after you take the class, where do you go from there? Again, I want to revisit the holster thing. That might be an ever-changing thing for you. As you get older, as your body type changes, as you lose weight, gain weight, as firearm advancements changes, as holsters change, you have to stay open-minded. You're not going to, you could totally carry and stay the exact same you are, but you should always be growing and considering ways to better yourself, whether that's, training for sure, holster, gear, gun, but then just being open-minded to things changing. But the training aspect is massive. Your training does not stop with the CCW. Even if you've taken lots of classes before your CCW and you're like, all right, it's time to get the permit, check the box. Don't stop there. It's like, just don't ever stop training, regardless of concealed carry or not. The training aspect, whether you're competition shooting or, I guess you could just come and shoot recreationally and never take a training day in your life and be just fine. And truthfully, you could do that anyway. But
if your purpose wasn't to conceal carry, it was just to shoot and have fun. That's okay, right? That's totally fine as long as you can be safe with it. Then you don't. If you have fun just going and poking holes in paper, shooting 50 rounds or 100, 200, 300 rounds or whatever at a time, there's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah. If you want to be able to actually carry your gun, though, you owe it to yourself, your friends, your family, to be better than you are right now.
In society.
Yes.
And, recreationally speaking, people take golf and tennis lessons. That's totally recreational. But it's a skill. It's fun to learn. And as an adult, it's great to continue using your brain to learn things. That's huge. Also, the other aspects of training when it comes to concealed carry, the gun is a tool to you and the highest consequential tool that there is. But there's more aspects to training other than just with a gun. You got to train your brain too and have mental preparedness and, things like that. So keep growing. Don't stop learning. Keep shooting. Keep shooting your guns.
Yes, do that.
keep doing stuff. Cool
it's very often the question we get at the end of CCW is one of two things. Either, I'm done, or what's next?
Yeah.
I like the what's next.
Yeah.
What's next? And your what's next could be very different. The CCW class is very unique in the fact that you can have widely different experience levels in a single class, meaning that you could have Phil, who's never shot a gun before, sitting over here, and Bob sitting over here, that's a high-level competitive shooter, shoots thousands of rounds a month, all taking the same class. Maybe somebody who's been in law enforcement for 20 plus years and they just moved here from another state and they want to have an understanding of what our laws are and to be able to get a Missouri permit and so on. You have all sorts of experience levels in that class. So your next step could be way different than somebody else's. And that's okay, right?
Absolutely.
It's a journey for sure. I tell people this in almost every class I teach. That I teach people how to shoot for a living. I still take multiple classes every year. Some shooting, some not shooting, some way to better myself.
Absolutely.
For sure. Let's see. Nick says Don says IDPA matches are cheaper than classes. Absolutely they are, and they're a lot of fun. Not as fun as if it was in my class. Probably more fun than Liz's class. Taking training class.
You got it?
Can you read that?
Yep.
Okay.
Taking training classes is the easiest way to get insights for what you're doing right or wrong. Competition night is a pressure test for you to dry fire for your dry fire / training. Yeah, absolutely. It's a pressure test for sure. Those fundamentals are huge. it's the environment and the situation that you find yourself putting those fundamentals in place. I had a student last week that says, hey, can we do something, where do I go from here? And I don't remember how the question was posed, but we had so much fundamentals to work on. A lot of fundamentals to work on. Too. And you could always go down the tactical tumbling route and do those things, and you'll definitely test yourself, but you'll see that those fundamentals are a huge part of applying it skillfully in a different environment. So the fundamentals will always be what you go back to. It's just how you're applying them, the environment, and the situation. So
yeah, I know you've had students like this. I've absolutely had students like this. Like, okay, I show them how to grip the gun, they get the sights, and they shoot, and they're kind of all over the place. We fix it a little bit, and that now their groups are getting better, and they set the gun out. Okay, got it. What do we do now? Like,
no.
You don't got it. You don't. Like, well, can I start drawing from a holster? I mean, you could, but why do you want to do that if you don't know how to actually pick the gun up yet?
Yeah.
If you should have to pick the gun up and still make adjustments each time, learning to draw your gun from a holster is going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, can I start shooting from cover? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that? If you can't shoot your gun with no pressure whatsoever right now, efficiently and effectively, why do you want to go on to the next thing? And I get it, there's fun stuff, and there's a balance there. I get people ask that a lot. Like, well, I want to go jump out of helicopters and shoot machine guns. But, dude, you just jumped when you shot a Glock 44 downstairs. I mean, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
It takes some time, and some people progress faster than others. Let me tell you something. This I thought was kind of awesome, at how fast somebody progressed.
Oh,
this
I know exactly what you're talking about. It was fantastic.
This weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this weekend. We had a young lady in one of our classes who was very nervous. I mean, very, very nervous. And we got downstairs to start shooting, and all we did was start talking about. We're in the range. We don't even have our ears on or anything. We're just kind of talking about what's going on. And you could see she kind of separated herself from everybody else, and she started crying. And she was kind of embarrassed about it, I feel, and she was trying to hold it in, and just don't worry about it. Nobody cares. We don't care. We don't care that you're nervous. That's totally understandable.
We care.
We care about you
you're
as a
okay.
person.
Like, it doesn't bother us at all that you need to take time to collect yourself. Yeah.
That's what I try to say. Is I don't care about the fact that you want to shoot a gun or don't want to shoot a gun. I care about what you're thinking about in your head, what you're going through as a person. That's all I care about. And we assured her that, hey, if she didn't want to shoot, she doesn't have to shoot. She can just sit back here and listen. I mean, like, 10 minutes later, she was like, bang, 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 bang. Like, she was shooting at 22.
And she had malfunctions galore.
She was freaking awesome.
Nailing it.
It was so fun to watch her go from this super timid, very nervous about being in this environment to just freaking sending rounds down range and shooting really well.
Yeah.
Like you said, she had lots of malfunctions. SIG P322 is not my favorite gun on the planet.
Don't load your magazine to capacity.
Don't, especially the whatever they are, 15 rounders or 20 rounders.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor if you have one and buy 10 round magazines.
Yeah.
They just work better.
Yeah.
Anyway, she was having malfunction after malfunction after malfunction. She was just working it, and she got done shooting. She's like, "Well, I'm out of ammo."
Yeah.
She was
like the first one done.
She went through 100 rounds like that. It was awesome. That kind of stuff can happen. That's really cool.
Now, real quick before we go, oh crap, I lost it. Oh, so there's with some of the students that I work with, like long-term, multiple lessons and things like that. A lot of times that's because they're not confident to come on their own. And what I'll do is once we get past the inoculation phase, just sight, smell, sounds, getting used to the gunfire, being around other gunfire, all that sort of thing, where you start committing the safety habits to memory, that builds a lot of confidence. When you as a student can start committing the safety rules to memory, to where you don't have to think about them. Your finger automatically comes off the trigger when you're not aimed at your target. You know that your muzzle needs to stay pointed in a safe direction even when you turn your body, and you have committed those safety rules. Now you're at a place where we can start pushing you outside of your comfort zone a little bit. And by pushing you, I mean like, okay, the next lesson you come in, we're going to start working on malfunctions. What happens when the gun goes click instead of bang? Right now, you think that the gun's going to fire backward at you. That's not going to happen. Getting you outside of that comfort zone is a way to start building your confidence with the gun overall. Even if it's something that's not super applicable, like doing reloads. As a civilian, super unlikely to happen. But what it does do is give you confidence working your gun, running your gun, and making sure that you know how it works and how to use it efficiently. And it will also set you up for success when you go to competitions like IDPA. So
your reload's got to be on point.
And I remember one of the classes that I took that gave me the most confidence with my gun. So a long time ago, it was a single-handed manipulation class, and it was like abnormal ways of shooting the gun. So shooting from like what are those pieces of cover that have all the little holes in them. They have a name.
VTAC barrier.
VTAC barriers. Like doing all kinds of weird body mechanics stuff to be able to shoot through different holes. But the aspect of shooting with my gun with just my strong hand or my offhand and loading it, reloading it, and doing everything, like where you're racking it off your belt or your shoe or you're putting magazines between, it was insane. But I got so confident with my gun, and that was definitely outside of my comfort zone. Obviously, something like that, it's not a brand new shooter type class, but doing things outside your comfort zone will also help you build confidence. So, inoculation, isn't that an immunization? Nope, it's not. Aren't you in the medical world?
Yeah, come on. John Fitz.
It's my $10 word of the day. John would be proud.
Kent asks, good morning, sir. How's your 365 XL working out for you? Good. I am carrying it right now. I still don't shoot it great. It's something that it is a work in progress for me. I struggle with it. I just know my other gun, my Shadow, so well. First off, when I do, especially coming out of a holster, the gun feels totally foreign to me. Just because it's just slightly different texture and just different size and all that stuff. So I always feel like I miss grabbing the gun. And I have a hard time shooting it fast. I can shoot it fine, slow, and all that stuff, but I'm having a hard time gripping it because it's a small gun. It's a big, small gun. But for my hands, it's small. But I'm not giving up on it. I'm going to keep working it. I was kind of hoping to shoot today, but that's probably not going to happen. Phil's not carrying chests. Not right now. I'm going back. So I bought, Nick, you missed this last week or 2 weeks ago or something. I was talking about this. I bought a P365P. Man, I am having a really hard time talking this morning.
Do you have your mushrooms?
No, not yet. A P365XL to start messing with deep concealment. So being able to carry inside the waistband with my shirt tucked in behind the gun. And it's not toast. I might. I like toast.
Awesome toast.
Yeah, gosh dang it. So with the shirt tucked in behind the gun, but the gun still being concealed. It's interesting and cool and a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but I'm getting there. I haven't started actually carrying my gun that way. I haven't drilled it enough to be confident in it.
Dang it. Is that like the second or third definition?
Oh boy, Don Fitz's.
Inoculation, the action of immunizing someone against a disease by introducing ineffective material, microorganisms, or vaccine into the body.
That's probably the first one.
I don't have my phone on me. I feel like I need to Google
the first
that
definition.
ish.
So
thanks, Don Fitz, for proving me wrong on Monday morning. It's okay.
All right. Any other last minute points before we run away? It is almost May. I cannot believe that. So still have a deal going on right now for at least, I think, 2 days, whatever, till the end of the month. For members, if you trade in a gun, you get an extra 5% off of a new gun that you're purchasing. So instead of your normal 5% discount that members get, you get 10%. So that can be a pretty big deal, especially if you're looking at a a rifle or
Staccato.
a staccato or something like that would be pretty substantial. I think that's it.
Can't tell you yet.
Yeah, I don't even know. Even if
I mean,
I know. Of course, I know.
I know.
I don't know. I do know, but I don't remember.
Ask
Somebody
Charles.
told me.
I told you.
But I know that. That's what I'm saying. But I forgot because I don't really listen.
Surprise.
So yeah, stay tuned on Wednesday. Maybe I don't know. Whenever we come back on here, we'll tell you what the deals are for.
Maybe tomorrow. Oh wait, tomorrow's not May yet though.
Oh, Thursday. We also have
GOP.
GOP.
Yes.
GOP. Gravy over pancakes.
Gravy over pancakes.
On Thursday morning, 8 o'clock at Uncle Bill's on Manchester. Right that way. Be there.
Wow, that was really good.
Right that way.
No, it's like that way.
It is that way. That way.
Okay. Well, I guess you got to go that way to get to Manchester.
Yes. So
8 o'clock, Uncle Bill's on Manchester.
8 o'clock, Uncle Bill's on Manchester. Gravy over pancakes. You don't have to put gravy on your pancakes. It is kind of delicious.
Tasty. It's amazing.
It is. But come have breakfast.
There you go again. Man, Uncle Bill's. Remember Uncle Bill's back in the day?
Come have breakfast with us.
Too.
Drink some coffee.
Diva.
And I don't know that I want to know that. What time? 8 o'clock, Don Fitz. 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Toast.
Wasn't it Gingham's though? Didn't we?
It was probably
It was
Gingham's.
Car Buddy.
Yeah. Gingham's is where I hung out at.
Breakfast
Gingham's
place.
in South County. Lindbergh and Lehman.
Gingham's in South County. And the pool hall down on Billiards. It's not Billiards anymore. Down on Clayton. Or, whatever that road is. Olive. Anyway.
Wasn't Olive like Pink Galleon or something?
I don't know. There was a billiards place, but...
Don Fitz, don't worry about it. We're at Uncle Bill's on Thursday at 8 a.m. Be there. I don't know if I'm going to be there. I might be there. I have a thing on Thursday morning that I got to get set up. So either I got to come in super freaking early and get stuff set up and then go over there. But,
I can help with that.
then...
Oh, that's perfect. I'll come in and help you get stuff set up.
And then, yes, Nick says Thursday we have IDPA. There are spots open. You sign up for that on Practice Score. Search for, I don't even know what it's called, just the range, St. Louis West. 9 spots. That's really surprising. Oh, I guess because it's a...
Match?
It's not the skills and drills.
No, that was...
So it's a 2-bay match, so there's a lot more spots. So, yeah, 9 spots left. Get signed up. Come out. Shoot your gun. Have some fun. All right, we got to go. I got a meeting. You guys need something, come see us, 14803 Manchester Road in beautiful Baldwin, Missouri. 10 to 8, Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 6. That's all we got. You guys have a super awesome day. Stay safe. Peggy's being so sweet to you. I don't know if she
my
missed,
hair's a disaster today.
she missed it this morning, but Liz got on, like I did last week or something when I saw my face, when I had that big bruise on my face.
Oh, yeah.
I turned on the video, I was like, whoa! Liz did that this morning when she saw herself on the live. Her hair was all crazy. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel moment.
Bye.
Bye. Toodles. See y'all later.
Awkward pause.
Pause.